All right, so this is an extremely accurate reconstruction here at the Coffeehouse. A lot of this framing is done by our historic trades. In fact, almost all of it's done by our historic trades. Our brick masons, bricks made in our brickyard, mortar made here at Colonial Williamsburg. And so part of that, and part of the way we look at buildings, is based on technology. And we can see the 18th century, marks of 18th century technology all over this building, including on the woodwork. So you think in the 18th century, there's not a Lowe's, there's not a Home Depot, there's no place to go out and buy all of this timber at a store that's dimensional. So you have to fell a tree, like one of these, and then you have to square it up into the timber that you want. So you use different tools, and in the final process, you're using a tool called an adze. It kind of looks like a hoe that's been sharpened, and you're chipping away to square that off. And you can see the marks of the adze all over this piece of timber, which is called a summer beam. This summer beam has all those adze marks all over it, and it's showing you how our historic trades carpenters formed this wood to make the frame here at the Coffeehouse. Other marks that you can see, if you look up here, you see more adze marks, but let's see, over here, up here, you see all these little lines all over the place. Well, that's the pit saw. That's a guy standing on top of this log and a guy down in a pit with a big straight saw, sawing all day long, sawing that timber out. That's the same way that this timber was made here. And then all of the framing was cut, the joinery, it's all pegged, it's all mortise and tenon. And you can see a lot more detail on this in our exhibit in the museum, the Coffeehouse exhibit, which is still up in the Penny Court. Another detail that's kind of fun to look at if you're ever down here is this hearth support arch. So what this is doing is it's supporting that brick hearth that's up above for the fireplace. And we're presented with the same problems that they were presented with in the 18th century. Well, how do you form that brick to make the arch? So what we did is the same thing they did in the 18th century. We made a wooden frame, we put wooden lath, the little slats that hold plaster on the wall. We put that up to make the form. We made that arc, and then we laid the brick from above on top of it. And when you come, you can actually look at the mortar in these joints, and you can see the imprints of the wood grain still in the mortar joints and on the brickwork. So you can see it right there, and some of it here. So all of that wood grain, which shows you that form that was used, and it's the same thing that you would see in an existing 18th century house.